Okay, good afternoon to all of you. So,
Good afternoon.
yes, good afternoon. So, today we are going to start the second unit of this subject, Universal Human Values. And the title of this unit is Understanding Harmony in the Human Being, Harmony in Myself. Uh, in a previous session, we discussed the unit number one, and we have covered all the points related to that unit number one. And now in this session, we are going to start this unit number two, which is related to harmony in myself. I think from the first lectures, you might be listening this word harmony. Can anyone explain me? Does you know the meaning of that harmony or not? Can anyone explain me what you know about that harmony? Harmony means what?
Harmony means unity.
Unity. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else? Yes. Susanwad. Okay, the one student has written that one message. Susanwad, very good. Anyone else? Let me.
Togetherness.
Yes, yes.
Togetherness.
Togetherness. Okay, very good. Now let me explain once again. Uh, Let me check that one message once again. Copa. Okay. Okay, no issue. Let me explain once again. Uh, Happy. Okay. uh, Once again, the meaning of that harmony, so that you will get the meaning, so there should not be that problem thereafter. Okay, that harmony is nothing but the state of agreement. That harmony is nothing but we have to live together in a very peaceful manner, in with a happy mood. It's right, that is called as a harmony. It means that if I want to explain the actual meaning, then what we say that harmony, if I say that in between two friends, or the two friends are living in harmony, it means that their thoughts, their behavior, they will be matched, so that they can live in a harmony. It means that, yes, it's a susamwad. We can call it a susamwad also. The meaning of that harmony in Marathi, we call it a susamwad. And definitely, when I say that it's a state of agreement, or it's a state of a peaceful living with that part, that is called as a that harmony is there. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so we are discussing about that understanding harmony in a human being. म्हणजे ज्या वेळेस आपण एकमेकांमध्ये सुसंवाद साधू किंवा एकमेकांबद्दल सहजरित्या जगू शकतो, that time we say that that harmony is maintained in between ourselves. Is it that clear what is meant by that harmony? Yes or no? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Is it that clear or not? What is meant by that harmony?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's we move forward. So if you see that the syllabus of this unit number 2, then in this unit we have to learn understanding human being as a coexistence of sentient I and that material body. This is the first point. Understanding the need of a self and body, sukh and suvidha. This is the second point. Understanding the body as an instrument of I being the door, see, enjoy. This is the third point. Understanding the characteristics and activities of I and that harmony in I, fourth point. Fifth point is understanding that harmony of I with the body, Sanyam and Swasthya, correct appraisal of physical needs, meaning of prosperity in detail, and the last point, which is nothing but programs to ensure Sanyam and Swasthya. So there are total 6 points we have to discuss under this topic. Is it right? So let's we try to discuss one by one point in this topic. So the first we are going to discuss here the self and body. As we know that when we call that human being, so definitely that human being is a coexistence of a self and body. We know these things. We know that the body, we call it a materialistic thing. Is it right? And the self, we call it a non-materialistic thing. And these two things, we have to, now we are at the stage, we can look towards these two things are different. These two things are different, but the fact is that these two things are exist together. We cannot separate them out. If they can separate, then there is no value to one part only. Means when we separate the body from self or self from body, the no value will remain. But when the self and body, when they exist together, then definitely that have a particular value. Get it my point? Now that things we have to discuss, we have to see the self and the body separately. We have to understand the need of these both the things, activity of both the things. Is it right? So in this topic is that. So when we say that we are the human being, yes, we are the human being, we need to first understand ourselves. Means first we have to understand we are that human being. As in a previous topic, I think we discussed that for that human being, and we discussed the difference between that animal and that human being. Is it right? For that animal, the physical facility is necessary and complete, but for that human being, the physical facility is necessary and it incomplete, because beyond that the physical facility, some more things are required to live the life happily. So these things we need to understand first. We have to consider first we are the human being, and we have to conduct just like a human being also. That is a very important thing. If you behave like an animal, then that is the problem. It means that the values are missing over there. And nowadays you can also observe that we can say also like that the people are behaving like an animal. Why? Because the values are missing in their life is that. So that's why first we have to understand, when I say that as we are the human being, it means that the certain values the values we must have in our life, okay, and we have to conduct accordingly. So that is that very important thing. So what is that human being? The first thing, we always say that we are that human being, we are that human being, but what is that human being? That we have to understand. So the simple, in a one line, we can say that that human being is a coexistence of a self and body. The self, we call it an I. Is it right? So this human being, as I say, that it's a coexistence, means together. There is, we cannot separate it out, we cannot see separately also. That's why the word, specific word is used here. The human being is the coexistence of self and body. Is right? So the self is what we termed as a I, and the body is what we see with our eyes. Is it right? So this is the basic difference between the self and body. We cannot see that I. बघा, आपण ते बघू शकतो का? No, we cannot. But we can see that body. We can see that the body part. This is the basic difference. That's why in the sentence it is written here, the self is what, as a term as I, and the body is what we see with our eyes. So to understand the two realities, we can start by looking at the needs, activities, and the response of a self and body. So we have to understand the self and body in a detail, and to understand these things, we must know the needs, the activities, and the response of the self and body. As I rightly mentioned here, the self, we can also refer as I, and the body are the two different things, but they exist together. Then we have to give the more focus on the needs. We have to give the more focus on the needs, activities, and the responses of a self and body. म्हणजे आपल्याला मी आणि बॉडी हे दोन वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टी असं समजून की त्यांच्या गरजा काय आहेत, त्यांच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीज काय आहेत, त्यांचे रिस्पॉन्सेस काय आहेत, that we have to discuss here. Is right? So that we can clearly understood the difference between the self and I. Is it okay? So as we know that when we say that the human being, so the two things by default it comes, one is a self and another one is a body, and we know that these two things are exist together. Is it right? So when we say that the need, now you just try to ask this question, what is the need of an I? What is the need of a self? So definitely you will get that answer from within. The need of an I is a happiness. Need of an I is a values, and that values are nothing but trust, respect, care, love. These are the needs of a self. Get it, my point? Me, if you ask this question to yourself, what is the need of an I? So definitely that unique answer it comes, and that is nothing but that happiness. We call it a sukh. Maybe that answer it comes, that the requirement or the need of a self is a trust, vishwas. Need of a self is a respect, samman, and many more values. But I say that if you just concentrate towards the need of a self, all these are nothing but feelings. All these are nothing but the feelings. It means that in general, we can say that the meaningful feelings are the need of a self. Means happiness, it's a one feeling. Trust, it's another feeling. Respect, it's a feeling. It's a need of a self. But if you look towards the need of a body, then you will observe that the body required food, clothes, money, the house, everything. And that is we call it a physical facility, materialistic thing. Get it my point? And that is we call it a suvidha. So try to distinguish between these two words, sukh and suvidha. So definitely you can say the sukh is the need of a self and the suvidha is the need of a body. Get it difference? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So in general,
Yes.
if I want to say the need of a body is a materialistic, that's why I say that food, clothes, house, whatever it may be, that and all these things are materialistic things. Is it right? And that we call it's a physical facility. We can also call it as a suvidha. And the need of a self is a non-materialistic thing. We call it a happiness, trust, respect, care, love. We call it a love, sukh. Get it, my point? So the next point in between the self and body, which is nothing but the time. Now, if you try to ask another one question to yourself, as you know that the need of a self is a happiness. So how much happiness you actually want in your life?
Continuous.
It's a continuous. Get it my point? It means that it is not time bounded. We actually don't want deprived for a single minute, or I say that single second, for single moment. म्हणजे आपण एकही क्षण दुःखी असावं असं आपल्याला वाटत नाही. What actually we want? We must be continuous, or we must be in a state of a continuous happiness. So that's why we say that the need of a self is a continuous. It's not a time bounded. But the need of a body, ask this question once again to yourself. Need of a body, and the need of a body is a physical facility. It's a temporary. Get it my point? It means that if now I am hungry, if I take a food, definitely my requirement is finished, my need is finished. If I want a one or if I want the cloth, definitely once I wear the cloth, my requirement is finished, my need is finished. That's why we say that the need of a body is a temporary. This is another one difference between self and body. Is it that clear? Does anybody having that any doubt? Yes, please. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's we move to the next part of this, the differentiation in a quantity. Can you measure that happiness in terms of any measure, in terms of quantity? It means that can you measure that happiness or the trust or the respect or care or love in terms of kilogram, in terms of liter, or any measures? I say that. Can you measure?
No, sir.
So actually, the need of a self is a qualitative. We call it a not a quantitative, it's a qualitative. Get it my point? But can you measure the need of a body in terms of quantity? Means 1 kg food? No, we can measure it. 2 clothes, 1 liter water. Can you measure it? Of course, yes. Get it my point? It means that this is that another difference. So the need of a self is a qualitative. The measure करना, there is no any measure for the need of a self is there. But we can measure, certain measures are used for the body, and that's why we call it a quantitative. Just try to have a difference between the qualitative and the quantitative. Definitely the trust is a qualitative thing. Respect, is a qualitative thing. We cannot measure in any units here. Get it, my point? So this is the third difference between the self and body is that. Now the fulfillment, how we can fulfill the need of a self and how we can fulfill the need of a body. If the need of a body is a happiness, trust, respect, care, then how we can fulfill these things? For that, we must have the right understanding and right feeling. Get it, my point? Then definitely we become happy in our life. But without having the right understanding and right feeling, can we fulfill the requirement or the need of a self? Yes or no? म्हणजे आपल्याकडे राईट अंडरस्टँडिंग नाहीये, राईट फिलिंग नाहीये, तर आपण सेल्फची नीड कंप्लीट करू शकतो का?
No.
Absolutely no. Get it, my point? So what is actually required to fulfill the need of a self? काय लागतंय बघा, सेल्फची नीड फुलफिल करण्यासाठी, कंप्लीट करण्यासाठी नेमकं काय लागतंय? सो these two things, one is a right understanding and another one is a right feeling. For self I say that, not a body, कारण त्या दोन गोष्टी आपण सेपरेटली बघतोय. Right now we are observing these two things, self and body, are separately, and based on that we are trying to distinguish between them. Get it, my point? But how we can fulfill the need of a body? Definitely, if there is a need of a food, definitely we can take a food. If there is a need of a cloth, definitely we can wear the cloth. Is it right? It means that the food, cloth, house, then any physical facility, we call it's a physiochemical things, means materialistic things. कारण ते काहीतरी केमिकलच आहेत ना त्याच्यामध्ये. Everything is made up with a chemical. Do you agree with me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this physical facility, which is nothing but we call it a physiochemical things, materialistic things. म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस आपल्याला भूक लागते, डेफिनेटली त्या बॉडीला अन्न दिलं, भूक संपली. कपडे पाहिजेत, कपडे दिले, भूक त्यांची ते रिक्वायरमेंट संपली. Get it, my point? So all these things are physiochemical things, or better way you can remember as a materialistic things. So this is the basic difference how we can fulfill the need of a self and body. So to fulfill the need of a self, the right understanding and right feelings are required, and to fulfill the need of a body, we can fulfill by physiochemical things. This is the difference is that. Activity. मग आता आईच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटी जरी ते दोन गोष्टी एकत्र असतील, दो द सेल्फ अँड बॉडी आर एक्झिस्ट टुगेदर, देन ऑल्सो देअर ऍक्टिव्हिटीज आर डिफरंट. आता त्याच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटी डिफरंट कशा आहेत बघा. डिझायर, थॉट, म्हणजे आपण जे विचार करतोय, बॉडीचा कुठे त्याच्यामध्ये येतो का हो, भाग येतो का बॉडीचा विचार करत असताना? एक्सपेक्टेशन, ज्यावेळेस आपण दुसऱ्याकडून काही एक्सपेक्टेशन ठेवतो, त्यावेळेस बॉडी कुठं त्यामध्ये येते का बघा? नो. बरोबर आहे. बट इट मीन्स दॅट द डिझायर, थॉट, एक्सपेक्टेशन आर द सम ऍक्टिव्हिटीज. अशा भरपूर ऍक्टिव्हिटीज आहेत आईच्या, परंतु त्यातल्या काही ऍक्टिव्हिटी मी तुमच्या समोर ठेवलेल्या. आता तुम्ही त्याच्यावरून तुम्ही थोड्याशा ऍक्टिव्हिटी काढू शकता की आईच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटी नेमक्या काय आहेत ते. बरोबर आहे. द डिझायर, थॉट, एक्सपेक्टेशन्स आर द ऍक्टिव्हिटीज ऑफ सेल्फ. आता बॉडीच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीज काय आहेत? इटिंग, जेवण करणे, वॉकिंग, रनिंग, स्लीपिंग are the activities of body. Swimming are the activities of body. Get it, my point? So with this you need to understand the, or you maybe understood the things, these two things separately. Okay, then response, the last part is a response. मग I कडून काय रिस्पॉन्स आहे आणि बॉडी कडून काय रिस्पॉन्स आहे, just try to understand it. आता when how we fulfill the need of a self and body, and now you just try to consider the response of a self. So which kinds of which types of responses we get it from self? Knowing, समजणे, जाणून घेणे, assuming, गृहीत धरणे, recognizing, ओळखणे, and fulfilling. So all these four are the responses of a self. म्हणजे समजण्याची प्रोसेस सुद्धा सेल्फचीच आहे, ओळखण्याची प्रोसेस किंवा गृहीत धरण्याची प्रोसेस सुद्धा सेल्फचीच आहे, बॉडी त्यामध्ये येत नाही. प्लीज बघा, व्यवस्थित लक्षात घ्या. ज्यावेळेस आता आपण एका मित्राला आपण समजून घेतो, दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ अ सेल्फ, त्याच्यामध्ये बॉडी कुठे येत नाही. किंवा एखाद्याचा थॉट आपण विचारात घेतो, दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ अ सेल्फ, दिस इज द रिस्पॉन्स ऑफ अ सेल्फ. बरोबर आहे. काहीतरी गोष्ट आपण समजून घेतली, काहीतरी गोष्ट आपण माहित करून घेतली, कुणाला काहीतरी गोष्ट आपण ओळखून घेतली, दॅट आर द रिस्पॉन्स, दीज आर द रिस्पॉन्सेस ऑफ अ सेल्फ. द बॉडी विल नॉट टेक अ पार्ट इन दॅट, बट recognizing and fulfilling are the two responses of a body, are the two responses of a body. म्हणजे काय की बाबा जेवण करायचंय, ओके, अन्न घेतलं, म्हणजे ओळखलं, भूक लागली, फुलफिल केलं, फिनिश. कपडे पाहिजे, कपडे परिधान केले, ओळखणं आणि फुलफिल केलं. ओनली त्याच्यामध्ये अझम्पशन आणि नोईंग, म्हणजे बॉडी गृहीत धरू शकत नाही, गृहीत धरणारा हा आय आहे. नोईंग, बॉडी जाणून घेऊ शकत नाही, जाणून घेणारा पण आय आहे. म्हणजे आय मध्ये फक्त एक्स्ट्रा दोन रिस्पॉन्सेस आहेत, रेकग्नायझिंग अँड फुलफिलिंग. दीज टू रिस्पॉन्सेस आर कॉमन फॉर बोथ द थिंग्स, बट द अज्युमिंग अँड द नोईंग, कारण बॉडी इज अ मटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग, दॅट्स वाय बॉडी कॅनॉट अज्युम. हू कॅन अज्युम? सेल्फ. आय कॅन अज्युम, आय कॅन नो दीज थिंग्स. आपण सुद्धा असंच म्हणतो. आपण कधी स्टेटमेंट असं म्हणतो का की बॉडी नो द थिंग्स? नो, आय नो द थिंग्स, मला माहित आहे ते. गेट इट माय पॉइंट? सो these are the responses of these two things, self and body. And with the help of these chart, now I am sure that you can easily distinguish between self and body. But the one more thing is that, very important thing is that these two things are exist together. आणि तिथंच आपलं ऍक्च्युअली कन्फ्युजन होतं. जर त्याचा व्यवस्थित अभ्यास नाही केला तर आपल्याला असं वाटतं की ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी ह्या एकच आहे, म्हणजे हे सेल्फ आणि बॉडी एक आहे, त्याची ऍक्टिव्हिटी सेम आहे, त्याचे गरज सेम आहेत. नो. कशामुळे तसं वाटतंय? तर ते सेल्फ आणि बॉडी हे एक्झिस्ट टुगेदर, म्हणजे ते एकत्रच आहेत, त्याच्यामुळं ते आपल्याला तसं वाटतं. पण जर थोडस इन डिटेल मध्ये जर जाऊन आपण विचार केला तर डेफिनेटली दीज आर द टू थिंग्स. सेल्फ म्हणजे सेल्फला नेमकं आपण काय म्हणू शकतो? व्हॉट यू कॅन से टू द सेल्फ? आय. काय म्हणू शकतो आपण त्याला? कॅन वी से दॅट इट्स अ सोल? येस और नो?
Yes, sir.
येस. ज्याला आपण आत्मा म्हणतो. गेट इट माय पॉइंट? दॅट इज नथिंग बट एव्हरीथिंग. गेट इट माय पॉइंट? वी कॅन कॉल इट्स अ सोल ऑल्सो, कारण सगळं जे डिसाइड करणारा पार्ट आहे तो आहे. द बॉडी इज द मटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग अँड वी कॅनॉट सी दिस थिंग्स हिअर. दिस इज द पॉइंट. म्हणजे ते आपण बघू शकत नाही. जो दिसणारा जो पार्ट आहे तो बॉडी आहे, बट स्टील इट्स प्रेझेन्स वी कॅन एक्सपिरियन्स, म्हणजे त्याचा प्रेझेन्स आपण एक्सपिरियन्स करू शकतो. जरी आपल्याला तो दिसत नसेल तरी तो आहे, याचा एक्सपिरियन्स मात्र आपण करू शकतो, याचा एक्सपिरियन्स मात्र आपण घेऊ शकतो. डू यू एग्री विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is about the difference between the self and the body. The need of a self and body. The need of a self is a happiness. The need of a body is a physical facility, food, clothes, shelter. All the needs related to the self are continuous in time. ते टाइम बाउंडेड नाही, त्या रिक्वायर्ड आहे, कंटिन्युअस रिक्वायरमेंट आहे त्यांची. All the needs related to the body are required for a limited time. जसं भूक लागली, अन्न घेतलं, भूक संपली, it's limited time. Or the need of a self is a qualitative in a nature. We cannot measure in any units. That's why we call it a qualitative in nature. And the need of a body is quantitative in a nature. We can measure it actually. All the need of a self are in terms of feelings and can be fulfilled by right understanding and the right feeling. All the needs of a body can be fulfilled by some physiochemical things. The self has that activity of desire, thought, expectation, which are continuous. बघा, हा स्टेटमेंट एकदम correct statement. It comes here in front of you. Just try to read all of you this sentence. The self has the activity of desire, thought and the expectation which are continuous. बघा, आपल्यामध्ये जे काही थॉट चालू आहे ते कंटिन्युअस आहेत, डिझायर चालू आहे ते कंटिन्युअस आहेत, एक्सपेक्टेशन जे आहे ते कंटिन्युअस आहेत. दे कॅनॉट बी एंड और दे कॅनॉट बी स्टॉप. म्हणजे तिथं ते स्टॉप होत नाही, ते कंटिन्युअस मोशन मध्ये चालू आहे. On the other hand, that activity of a body like eating, walking, running, sleeping, swimming, etc. are temporary. म्हणजे पाहिजे त्यावेळेस आपली ती प्रोसेस चालू होते, पाहिजे त्यावेळेस ती ऍक्टिव्हिटी चालू होते. This is the thing is that. So the response of the self and body, as we know that, the response is based on recognizing and fulfilling. Only two responses are there from body: recognizing and the fulfilling. And there are total 4 responses of a self, I. And what are these? फक्त त्याच्यामध्ये 2 गोष्टी फक्त ऍड होणार. कोणत्या 2 गोष्टी बघा? Assuming, knowing and assuming. These are the 2 things are added in the self is there. So you please try to remember the things here. Okay, so with this today let me stop here, and the next part of this unit definitely we will try to discuss in the next